Hello again, everyone. Welcome to Washington Gun Law TV. I'm Washington Gun Law President William Kirk. Thanks for joining us. Hey, the story that was the inspiration for me going down this rabbit hole, I found at the truthaboutguns.com. I'm going to link it up down below. Check them out and see all the good stuff they're putting out on a daily basis. It has to do with a couple of gun stores in New Jersey that are in a bunch of hot water now because they sold ammunition, shockingly, to adults without conducting a background check on those individuals, which apparently is in violation of New Jersey state law. But it's exactly how they got caught and who's pursuing it that's most troubling. And really what it does is it gives us an opportunity to educate you about something far more sinister than anything that's just going on in New Jersey, because I'm going to give you an example of something that's happening all the way on the other side of the country that also demonstrates the following, which is how states are freedom-proofing their gun control laws. Okay, before we get going too far down the road we're going down, let's remember that this video is being brought to us by the Sonoran Desert Institute. That's right, get ready to launch your career in the firearm industry today. Get ready to start arming yourself with education, and most importantly, get ready to start defending the inalienable rights of millions of Americans nationwide, all through education. The Sonoran Desert Institute has a program and or certificate for just about any need or desire. Check out their curriculum today. For more information, check them out in the description box below, or just visit them at sdi.edu. Okay, what got me going down this rabbit hole was a story that I found on the Truth About Guns, which is about two gun stores that have sold to undercover New Jersey agents. That's right, these are all part of New Jersey's statewide affirmative firearms enforcement office, which is part of the Gun Industry Safety Act that was passed back in New Jersey in 2022. Now, New Jersey is on a very short list of states, short list for now. I anticipate there may be more suspects joining that list shortly, that actually requires background checks to be conducted for the purchase of ammunition. What happened in these instances is that undercover agents working for the Attorney General's office went in and purchased, shockingly, .223 and .556 ammo. No background checks were conducted on them, and away we go. Now, here's what I mean by freedom-proofing their gun control laws. Let's say, for example, let's take a look at like a state like Illinois, okay? As we know, when Illinois passed the Protect Illinois Communities Act, PICA, there was literally almost every single sheriff in the state of Illinois said, yeah, that's fine, I find the law to be unconstitutional, I'm not enforcing it. And I have no reason to doubt the veracity of what any of those sheriffs said. Okay, so now if you are, let's say, the Attorney General of Illinois, or the Attorney General of New Jersey, or the Attorney General of Washington State, or any other state that just loves disarming its citizens, what are you going to do if local law enforcement is not willing to enforce this law? So, for example, let's say that these gun stores in New Jersey are in parts of New Jersey where, candidly, the political makeup of that community, including law enforcement, is just going to be one where they're not going to enforce those laws. What do you do if you're Matthew Platkin? Or let's say that you're a gun store in Cowlitz County, Washington, that decides that, you know, the magazine ban is candidly unconstitutional, and therefore we're going to continue to sell high-capacity magazines. And let's say local law enforcement knows what's going on, but they too share the same opinion of the law, so they don't enforce it in any way, shape, or form. And then the Attorney General of Washington State finds out it's going on, because that's exactly what happened in the matter of State of Washington versus Gators Guns. What can the Attorney General in Washington State do? Well, this is what I want you to be aware of, America, because what's happening, the way they're actually freedom-proofing these laws is they're saying, hey, if the local sheriff is not going to enforce it, no big deal. I, the Attorney General, have a mechanism as well in which I can enforce the law, and I can do it through exacting horrific financial pains, and I'll explain how. So in Washington State, for example, when we passed our magazine ban, which is now found in RCW 9.41.370, we also passed RCW 9.41.375. And what it said in there is that any store which actually offers for sale or sells high-capacity magazines are engaged in unfair business practices, and therefore it is a per se violation of the Washington State Consumer Protection Act. Okay. The state of New Jersey has done something similar. The state of New York has already done something similar. So what that means now is that the Attorney General could go in and file civil suit against the FFL for violation of the law, and they get to exact horrific financial penalties such that they get to put them out of business. And so therefore, even if local law enforcement says, I'm not going to enforce this law, well, the Attorney General and the state attorney and the state government still has a way to inflict its revenge and retribution on the offending party. There was a gun store that shall remain nameless, but all the folks out here in Washington know who it is, has an incredibly loyal customer base in South King County. They were initially accused of selling 8 high-capacity magazines. They chose not to settle that lawsuit and pursued litigation. During the course of litigation, unfortunately, discovery showed that they had sold far more than those 8 high-capacity magazines, and at one point, the estimated fines that this gun store was facing was nearly $20 million. Now, that case was ultimately settled with the Attorney General's office for $3 million, and the former owner has since sold the store to another individual. Now, here's the thing I want you to be aware of out in New Jersey. This is exactly what's going on here. This is a task force and a Gestapo that was set up under New Jersey law that allows the New Jersey Attorney General to basically go out and conduct his own investigations and then file his own suits against any gun store or any other person that he believes is in violation of New Jersey's gun laws, which means they are freedom-proofing these gun laws because it does not matter if local law enforcement is willing to enforce it or not. So what I want everyone around the country to be aware of, especially if you're in those jurisdictions that are just hell-bent on passing as much civilian disarmament legislation as humanly possible, is take a look at the fine print and take a look at what they're adding as far as powers they're giving your Attorney General to pursue any violation under some quasi-Consumer Protection Act violation. Listen, we'll go ahead and link up the story that got us going down this rabbit hole down below so that you guys can geek out on it for yourself. If you got any questions about this or anything else related to what's left of our Second Amendment rights, you guys should know how to get a hold of Washington gun law by now, but if you don't, that's okay. That information's down there in the description box. If you got an idea for a video we should be doing around here, you click on that link right there. You let us know. If you want to sign up for our monthly newsletter, the ability to do all of that is right down there in the description box. And then finally, and most importantly, let's remember that part of being the lawful and responsible gun owner, like we talk about all the time here, is to know what the law is in every situation, how it applies to you in any instance that you may find yourself. Until next time, thanks for watching and stay safe.